Hello, everyone. This is the KMN 1971 back this week to dust off my little side series, the comic book collection Spotlight. This week, I'll be focusing in on my minor Marvel keys and minor Marvel first appearances. So, I have a bunch of books to get through. This will be part one, so let's get on with it. This is Alpha Flight number 33, and this is the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike, kind of. I'll get into that a little bit more later. Avengers 116. This is part of the Avengers Defenders war that was a crossover between the Avengers and Defenders, obviously, in Marvel during the early 1970s. So, very cool. Just something that I picked up last year. So, that's Avengers 116. Avengers 117, and the last part, 118. This is essentially a bunch of minor keys that I forgot to include in my initial comic book collection Spotlight series. So yeah, I kind of forgot. It kind of occurred to me when I was showing the Defenders issues that were part of this storyline, and I didn't have any of the Avengers out. They were buried in my collection. So I've been slowly but surely reorganizing my collection, as you often have to do when you're constantly inputting comic books in there. So I pulled a bunch of these out that I just kind of forgot that I had. So here we go. Avengers number 141, which is an early Squadron Sinister, aka Squadron Supreme appearance, but it is also George Perez's first work on the Avengers title. Avengers number 167, and this is the first time that the Guardians of the Galaxy cross over with the Avengers in the Avengers title. So, pretty cool. Avengers 195. Oops, a little bit of a glare there. Oh, it's still there. Avengers 195, and this is a cameo appearance of the Taskmaster. Avengers 196, the first full appearance of the Taskmaster. Try and get out of the glare here. New Avengers, number 10. This is the first appearance of Thanos' son, Thane. And as you can see, I don't even have a majority of these issues even highlighted yet, and some of them won't even be highlighted. The way I go about it with my PC is I highlight all my keys first and foremost, and I've just started my lighting as of last year. And I wanted to highlight all my keys, which I pretty much have, and then start working on my favorite runs, kind of like the new Teen Titans and Swamp Thing, stuff like that, to highlight all that. And who knows, maybe eventually I'll highlight my whole collection, but as you know, it's a lengthy process and pretty expensive too. So anyway, New Avengers number 10, first appearance of Thane. The West Coast Avengers number 46, which is the first appearance of the Great Lake Avengers. Battle Scars number 1, which is the first appearance of, I believe, the current Nick Fury that's running around in the Marvel 616 universe. This is the African American son of the original Nick Fury, which they Marvel just kind of like shoehorned so they could have their own Samuel L. Jackson type of Nick Fury in the Marvel 616, whatever. I picked this out of a dollar bin probably about last year or so. And a lot of these books, none of these books will, obviously they're minor keys, so none of these books will break the bank per se. You could very well find them on the wall in one of your local comic book shops for between maybe $10, $15, maybe $20 tops. But you could also, if you're at the right place at the right time, stealth buy some of these in the dollar bins or in regular long boxes like I have. So anyway, like I said, this was a dollar bin find, as was this. Cable number 3, which is the first appearance of Weasel. Captain America. Wow, I am having some. There we go. Captain America number 217. This is the first appearance of Quasar. I guess kind of, even though he isn't referred to as Quasar. That would happen in a later issue of the Hulk. You can kind of see him here in the background underneath the word bubble. Captain America number 241. Nothing really significant about this. It's just an early Punisher appearance, and it's done in it also sports a pretty snazzy Frank Miller cover. So, pretty nice. Captain America number 1. The beginning of the Ed Brubaker, Steve Epting run on Captain America. And Ed Brubaker is definitely, without a doubt, my favorite writer on Captain America ever. So, great run. Classic modern run. Captain America number 6. I know I'm putting these a little off-center, but I'm just getting a mean glare from inside my window, so... Captain America number 6, which is the first full appearance of the Winter Soldier. And I believe, actually, Captain America number 1 also sports a cameo appearance of the Winter Soldier. So, number 6. Captain America number 25, which, what was it? Oh, yeah, The Death of Captain America. Super hot book at the time, but maybe you can find it in a regular long box, or at the very most, like maybe $10 on through eBay or whatever. Whoops, a little out of order, but Captain America number 275, back to his first volume again, and this features the first appearance of Baron Zemo II, who used to the character actually debuted under the name Phoenix. So I guess Marvel thought that was a little confusing to have two characters named Phoenix. And so they ended up changing him over to Baron Zemo, the second Baron Zemo. So very cool to pick this up. And I love that Mike Zeck cover. Awesome. Oops. There we go. Captain Marvel, number 16. And this is actually the first appearance of the new Captain Marvel suit, the one that with the red and blue that we all are accustomed to. It actually debuted in this issue, not number 17, which a lot of us, including myself, thought. Captain Marvel number 57. I don't know what the deal is with this issue. Maybe because it's a Versus cover, and it does have an awesome throwdown between Captain Marvel and Thor. But for some reason, aside from the Starlin issues and the early Silver Age issues, this one goes for more than the rest of the books in the run. So, nice. Captain Marvel number 1. First time Carol Danvers appears as Captain Marvel in her own series. Daredevil number 107, and this guest stars Captain Marvel and also features an early Thanos appearance. Daredevil number 197. Now, as I was saying before, if you want the first appearance of Lady Deathstrike, you're going to want both of these issues. So this is the first appearance of, I forget her name, but this is her before she becomes Lady Deathstrike. And then she appears in Alpha Flight appears in Daredevil 197 before she becomes known as Lady Deathstrike. Appears in Alpha Flight number 33 as Lady Deathstrike, minus the adamantium claws. And then I believe in finally Uncanny X-Men 205 is where we get the final version of Lady Deathstrike that we all know with the adamantium claws and being a badass. So very cool. So kind of like an Adam Warlock character if you wanted all of the appearances of Lady Deathstrike. this is how you go about it. And both of those books were also found in dollar bins. An underrated book, in my opinion, Daredevil number 254, and this is the first appearance of Typhoid Mary. And with Daredevil, if you're not talking about the Kingpin and Bullseye, Typhoid Mary would probably be my third favorite Daredevil nemesis. Daredevil number 111 from Volume 2, and this is the first appearance of Lady Bullseye. Darkhawk number 1, first appearance of Darkhawk, who surprisingly, which I didn't know, but except through YouTube, it still has a following till this day. Darth Vader number 3 from Darth Vader Volume 1, first appearance of Dr. Aphra. Fantastic Four number 65. This is only a VG copy, maybe a 5.0 at best, but it does feature the first appearance of Ronan the Accuser. And also only a VG copy because of the staple pop on the top, but Fantastic Four number 100. Let's get those out of the way. Guardians of the Galaxy number 1, another dollar bin special. Features, this is the first time the Guardians of the Galaxy had their own solo title. So, and I definitely wouldn't want to pay more than $1 for it. Guardians of the Galaxy number 2 from their second ongoing volume. And Abnett and Lanning, I can't stress this enough. This run is just awesome. 25 issues of pure awesome. So, I would highly suggest. This is the run that made me a Guardians of the Galaxy fan pretty much for life. So, Guardians of the Galaxy number 25, the last issue of the series, and this is the Iron Man variant. The only reason I picked up this variant is because it on the regular cover, it's actually, at the time I was hunting this down, it was actually more popular than the variant issue, and the variant issue was easier to come by. The regular cover features Thanos front and center, and it actually has that cover on the back cover of this one. So I just took it just so I could finish off my run. So very, very nice. Incredible Hulk number 330, and this is Todd McFarlane's first issue on the Incredible Hulk. The Incredible Hulk 331, Todd McFarlane's second issue. And too bad that him and Peter David could not get along, because what a great run on the Incredible Hulk that they had. But I guess you got to take the good with the bad. Without, I mean, if they did get along, maybe we wouldn't have had Todd McFarlane's Spider-Man run. So, and lastly, one last book to finish off this installment. Incredible Hulk number 449, the first appearance of the Thunderbolts. So that's all I have for this video. I will be back with the next one, picking up probably with my Iron Man issues all the way over to the X-Men for part 2. So thank you all for watching, commenting, liking, all that good stuff. I will see you all later on. Take it easy.